to put a spell on you because you're mine. That guy. That he'll actually put a spell on people. I think it's fraud, and I think it's bullshit. So that's just my opinion. Let's go to the telephones. We have got a great guest coming up with us here on iHeartRadio and AMFM. 247.com. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, and we'll get this rolling.
Yeah, hey, it's Maddie and Sean here from Fear Culture.
So
the vocalist and the guitarist.
So tell me a little bit about Fear Culture. How'd the band get started as a group?
Yeah, I guess basically to where we are now, to keep it a long story short, we were all in past bands that we kind of weren't really liking the direction it was going in, and we kind of wanted to all be in a band where we kind of just wrote music that was personal and important to us, and we felt that would probably be personal and important to other people as well. And we kind of just did our own thing and kind of just did what we wanted to do. I know that sounds kind of like a generic answer, but that's pretty much how it got started.
Fantastic. So how do we find you guys online and social media, all that?
Yeah, so basically we have a website, we have Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. It's all the same thing. It's basically our name without any vowels except at the end. It's just like twitter.com/FRCLTRE. Super easy to reach us. If you search Fear Culture in Google, it'll come up. Everything will come up.
Fear Culture with us today. They join us live here on our big program. And so what's the social media following like for Fear Culture?
We're gaining a lot of ground with Facebook and stuff. We're really happy with how that's turning out. We've been kind of focusing on Facebook for the most part. We're trying to gain an Instagram and Twitter following more so as well. I think everyone in the band just uses Facebook a bit more, so we've been kind of contacting our fans through that. Every Sunday we'll usually do kind of like a video chat with everybody, and anyone can come in. Anyone's welcome to come in and just talk with us and hang out for a little bit.
Awesome stuff. We've got Fear Culture with us today. They join us live here on our big program. So what are some specific themes and different things that you guys cover in your music?
So I guess like one of the the biggest kind of like overall kind of theme with our music is bringing up like mental health and like mental health awareness. Personally, like we all have some things that we struggle with, like in the band, as well as like we each like all know a lot of people that have gone through some really heavy things in their life. So we just try and like make music that's pretty like genuine towards that, and just kind of like reaching out to other people and just creating like basically it kind of feels just like a family, just writing about just all like our like mental illnesses and how we all cope with those kind of things.
We have got Fear Culture with us today. They join us live here on the telephone to talk a little bit about their music and some of the other things that they're involved in. So talk to me about some of the different tours and different live performances you guys have coming up.
Yeah, so right now we're finishing up an EP, so we don't have anything set in stone. We've just played around the Ohio area right now. It looks like, I don't want to give away any definitive answers, but it looks like the touring stuff is most likely going to happen at the beginning of next year. But right now we're just kind of, we're bunkered away right now, trying to put some finishing touches on our second EP.
Fantastic. So tell us about the second EP.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I think it's probably the most excited we've been collectively, just in general, writing music and just writing music together. We had multiple producers and engineers last time for our older stuff, and this is just all us doing our thing. It is. I don't want to say anything because I want people to be thrown a curveball, but it is very much different than the stuff that we've released before, but we're honestly really excited about it.
We've got Fear Culture with us today. They join us live here in the broadcast. Now, you guys have been compared to Wage War, I Prevail. Talk to me about some of those comparisons.
Yeah. I mean, every time we get compared, honestly, I don't think there's been a comparison that hasn't been a compliment to us. It's really great when people, I mean, to be compared to some of those bigger bands that are doing really well kind of in the type of genre that we're in is super humbling and probably, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, like, most of those bands have influence over, like, kind of the stuff that we've written or, like, our writing. So, yeah, it's a huge compliment for anyone to even, like, kind of connect those dots and even say, like, we sound like those artists.
We've got two great guests with us today that join us live. So tell us a little bit more about some of the members of the band.
So, so I guess I'll take that one. So we're currently a 4-piece band, kind of keeping it a little bit stripped down. So Matt takes care of all the vocal stuff. I'm Sean. I take care of all the guitars and stuff in the band. We also have a bassist. His name is Jesse, and then we have Chase playing drums for us.
So how did this band get together? Tell us about some of the different ways the band got together here.
So we went through a few member changes. Basically what happened was we were all in local bands at the time, kind of doing our thing. I think we all just, one by one, weren't exactly happy with what we were doing. So I left my band and just kind of wanted to do something that I was passionate about. The mental health thing is probably the biggest staple as far as our band goes and what we want to get across as far as the message goes, and it's pretty much our main theme lyrically. And so I wanted to do something that brought attention to that. And then through mutual friends, I met Sean here, and then just through going to shows and playing shows, some local bands just didn't work out, or some members left local bands, and we reached out to our drummer Chase, and he was in between bands, and we had him over, had him listen to our stuff, and he really liked it and ended up joining. And with our bassist Jesse, his band had just broken up, and he was looking for something to do, and I had recorded him in the past in his projects, and we kind of just joked around about it, and then he came over to a practice. Yeah, he came over to a practice, and we were like, hey, this is actually, like, we should do this. And it kind of just one by one, piece by piece, all the members just started falling into place. That's where we are now.
Fantastic. Now, tell me about Phobia. That's a good little track from you guys.
Yeah. So I think Phobia was probably, that would have been like the first single I think that we finished up. Like when we were writing our first EP. Yeah, it was. I think it was really cool because it has a lot of those sort of like calmer elements and like some of the verses and like the bridge, and then we got to put our own little kind of heavy touch on the rest of it. But yeah, that was a super fun one to write and record. The video for it as well. You can find that on our Facebook and YouTube as well. That video was super fun to film. We worked with a couple local videographers, along with Josh Emmerich and Ross Tyson on that video. They really just kind of, we brought them an idea, and they kind of helped that whole thing come to life.
Well, here we go. We're going to play Phobia right now here on our world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. Back here in a few moments with Fear Culture. That is Phobia, it is Fear Culture, and it is here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. Coast to coast and border to border on iHeartRadio, also AM/FM, 247.com, TuneIn, iTunes, and, of course, TalkShoe.com. So you guys are fantastic. Tell me a little bit more about this music video that you guys put together here.
Yeah. The one for Phobia?
Yes. Tell me all about it.
It was a long, stressful 12-hour day. Totally worth it, but it was everything you see in the video. Like we rented out this warehouse. I guess it's like a studio in Columbus, Ohio, and we like painted the whole place. Again, the art director Ross Dyson and the videographer Josh Emmerich did a really great job with really the direction. We had like a very bare bones idea of it's basically a personification of your fears and phobias, which is the woman in the video, kind of tormenting the person that I guess I'm playing. We hired like a makeup crew and stuff, and they just hit it out of the park. It was It was a lot of shooting, a lot of time, but it was well worth it. It was an absolute blast.
There were a lot of moving parts that day, so like you said, like 12, 14-hour day, like just all the moving parts. Like it was stressful, but it all ended up like coming together in the end, and just something that we're really, really happy with. And I think it's like really nailed the idea and the visuals that we were expecting for the song.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you making time for us today. Before we let you guys go, how do we find you online, pick up your music, everything else?
Yeah, we just released a new song called Supernova. There's a video for that out, too, on YouTube and Facebook as well. If you just YouTube Fear Culture, we'll come up. If you just Facebook Fear Culture, I think on Twitter, anything, you just search Fear Culture.
Yeah.
Or, again, just like /FRCLTRE will come up. We're not hard to find.
Yeah, and then all of our music is on all streaming platforms as well. It's on iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Phenomenal. Well, I appreciate you making time for us today, and we will talk to you soon. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey,
you too.
You too. Thank you.
Appreciate it. There they go. Fear Culture. And we're going to take a timeout. And when we come back, we've got more coming up on the other side. It is iHeartRadio and AM/FM 24/7.